We're going to look at this differently. Yes, everything we said is real. The emotions are real. The things that have taken place are real. The trends are real. The culture is real. But this is called Vision 2020. We're going to check our vision. Instead of calling it Vision 2020, we should call it 2020 Vision. Can we see things clearly through the lens of the eye of God? Can we be open to the Spirit guiding our vision, to give us new vision? We're going to answer 4 questions. Click. How did we get here? What are we supposed to do? Where are we going? How do we get there? That's what we're going to do in the short amount of time we have left. Click. Well, how did we get here? Click. I know, I used to work for the Archdiocese of New Orleans. I know what some of you are thinking. You want to know how we got here? A bunch of people in the diocesan office didn't have nothing better to do. No, because I know. I used to work in the office of youth ministry in the Archdiocese of New Orleans, and I know the people in the field thought, I know what that man does. He sits in his office all day and he goes, how can we screw with the people in the field today? I know, let's make a new form. Let's get some newsprint and have listening sessions and do other than that. Yeah. No, that's not how it happened. Click, next slide. This is not the fad of the month. This is not some plan that's going to da. This is a way of looking at things. This is not the fad of the month. And I'm going to show it to you with a short history lesson. Click. Next slide. This is a prompting of the Holy Spirit. A good friend of mine says, you can tell the Holy Spirit's in the neighborhood because there's usually chaos. There's usually chaos when the Holy Spirit is in the neighborhood because it doesn't look normal. When winds blow, things get shaken up. People get shook. I don't like getting shaken. This is not the fad of the month. Click, next slide. Blame this guy. That's the guy right there. Blame that guy. No, let me explain something to you. No, because I believe the Holy Spirit's working. I believe it's a thread that goes back a lot further than the 9th Bishop of Davenport. Click, next slide. See, 2 years ago, a bunch of bishops gathered a bunch of Catholics for our version of the Second Vatican II in Orlando. Let's talk. Catholics of all flavors. Catholics of all flavors. How many people in here like ice cream? How many people in here like ice cream? You like ice cream? Yeah. See, last thing I told Jesus before I walked out here was, I can't win today, Jesus. Can't win today. You know why? Because this is a Baskin Robbins of spirituality. There's every kind of flavor how people like to pray. There's every kind of flavor how people like their mass and their music. There's every kind of spirituality. And I'm Rocky Road. And the second I say Rocky Road, there's some lady in the back, I knew it, I'm allergic to nuts. How many people in here like mint chocolate chip ice cream? How many of you like it? Raise your hands high. Keep it up. Keep it up. You people are satanic. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because watch this. Let me explain something to you. I like mint ice cream. I like chocolate chip ice cream. You do not put them two together. No. If I meet Mr. and Miss Reese, who invented the peanut butter cup, peanut butter chocolate, brilliant! Little Girl Scout come up, would you like to buy some Thin Mints? Get away from me, Satan. I don't know what that is. There's nothing wrong with mint chocolate chip, but guess what? I like Rocky Road. When I go in, I want Rocky Road. I'm used to Rocky Road. Rocky Road is my portal to pleasure. Now watch. When you come along and you do it different than me, you automatically suspect. And my brothers and sisters, do we do that in the church or what? You don't pray the way I pray. You don't do the rosary. You don't do the divine mercy. You don't do the adoration. You don't do the Mass in Latin. You less Catholic than me. See, I ain't worried about us losing to mega churches. I'm worried about Catholics beating up Catholics. You see, that bothers me here. But now watch this. They gathered us all. Every gun flavor under the Rocky Road umbrella, everything under Baskin Robbins. They gathered us all. And they gathered us, click next slide, to look at Pope Francis's mandate. His marching orders of his papacy. His first document. Major document when he becomes Pope. The joy of the gospel. But guess what? Everybody like, oh, it's the fat of the month, the new Pope. He won't be Pope in 10 years. This will all be gone. Nope, this builds on a lot of work. We're going to look at our family album. Click, next slide. We're going to go through the family album. Click, let's go to Grandpa. John the 23rd. John the 23rd is the grandfather of the new evangelization. Yeah. I'm going to, Aggiornamento, Second Vatican Council. Open up the windows. Let some air in there. Let the church catch up to the modern world. How do we do this? And then we went from him to Montini, Paul VI, St. Paul VI. Click, next slide. Evangelization is the grace and vocation, our deepest identity. We exist in order to share the good news. It's why we exist. It's not some program. It's not some pattern. It's why liturgy. It's why catechesis. It's why social outreach. It's why, you name it, it's why. It's the underneath. We go through it now. I'm not disrespecting John Paul I, but you go 30 days. I didn't have a lot to know. Click, next slide. And then we go to St. John Paul the Great, who I call the philosopher, the itinerant teacher, who in 1983 said, hey, in 9 years, 1992, we're going to start this new evangelization because it's the 500th years of missionaries coming over to America. We got to recapture that spirit of coming to a new place and spreading the word to people who may have heard, may not have heard. And he went everywhere. He was the itinerant. Put more miles. I'd love to have his frequent flyer plan. That guy had more miles than anybody else. Nobody can avoid this duty. This is our claim. And now we move, next click, to the theologian Benedict, who gave us a hermeneutic of continuity. This is how this ties into our study of God. But this is not a new movement just of Pope Francis. This has been going on since the 60s. A call to reclaim lay people, clergy, religious. It is our call in the modern world to be evangelizers. Click, next slide. And now we reach the animator, the current Holy Father, Francis. At the beginning, paragraph number 1, joy of the gospel. In this exhortation, I wish to encourage. This is not a guilt convocation. This is not a your parish bites. You are weak. You are not good. No, this is supposed to be an encouragement. I encourage the faithful to embark on a new chapter of our continued story of evangelization, marked by joy, while pointing out new paths in the church's journey for years to come. Click, next slide. So that's the first question. Why are we here? We're here to be encouraged. We are here to be given heart when we are discouraged, disappointed, sad, whack-a-lack-a-ding-dong. That's why we're here, to be encouraged. By one another, not by some Yahoo speakers who come from out of state. No, because we don't know Iowa. You know Iowa, and you know your place. And Parish A ain't going to be the same as Parish B. There ain't no one formula, but we've come here to be encouraged. We've come here to stir the pot. We've come here to let conversation shake us up. Because we believe the Holy Spirit resides sacramentally, experientially with the church. Huh? So, what are we supposed to do? Click, next slide. We're supposed to be motivated. Motivated. Take a look at the word motivation and pretend that there's a little E after the word motive. And pretend there's a little C between the A and the T. So motive action. You know that? That's what it's made up of. 2 words, motive action. The problem is 95% of us focus on our actions 95% of the time that we forget the motive. Why are we doing what we do? Why are we doing what we do? And if it's not to preach the good news, to proclaim, maybe we need to take a second look.